Move straight into one of our first demonstrations and presentations. I look at these good, fine young people. We ready? Excellent, we're ready. Elvin, we're ready? Brilliant. Now, Senior Minister, she spoke about the cuisine and about the chefs and about food and how it brings us together. And what better way to start a congress in Singapore is how to discover hawker cuisine. And I'm sure you will all find time to sample the fine hawker cuisine that is around this excellent city. And if you don't know where to go, I have a couple of key spots that I can tell you about, as I've been very lucky enough to have been here several times. But we're going to welcome to the stage now Discovering Hawker Cuisine with K.F. Seetoh, who is the food guru and founder of Makan Sutra. And he is going to be assisted by Shi Long, our chef and hawker cuisine expert, for the next 20 to 25 minutes. We're a little bit ahead of time, so we'll play a little bit of background music, talk amongst yourselves until the gentlemen are ready, and then we'll get on with the show again. But thank you very much. Right, here we go. We welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, for our first presentation. It's a double act. I love his t-shirt, this guy. I love his t-shirt, yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, the king of food, Seetoh, food guru, founder of Makan Sutra. He says he needs salt, but let's see.
So it's a tough job, right? People like Eric Neo. Wait, I gotta do my formalities. Thank you, Chef Tin and Andy Cuthbert, Chef Eric Neo, the World Chefs Congress. Good morning, SMS. Lo Yan Ling, thank you. Welcome, everybody. So it's a very tough job. They go around telling all your sous chefs and cooks and line cooks need salt. So now you know how tough Eric Neo's job is. So, you didn't get it. Anyway. Good morning. My name is K.F. Seetoh. I founded Makan Sutra, a company dedicated to the one-dish entrepreneur many years ago because I saw the potential of char kway teow, chicken rice, laksa, nasi lemak. If you hadn't had any of these dishes at our hawker centers, you have not arrived in Singapore yet. So please go out and check out this. We have a UNESCO award for our hawker culture, and I'll tell you how this UNESCO hawker culture came about. Over the last 20 years, I've done TV shows, I've done food guides, I've done the World Street Food Congress, which is kind of the other extreme of culinary culture, what you guys do. because I really wanted to take humble street food talented vendors out from their street market to the world market. So I brought hawkers around the world for events. 2 years ago, I opened an urban hawker in New York. I brought 17 hawkers to New York, and it really killed it. New York Times said, what a bold idea. They had the guts to go to Midtown Manhattan to open a one singular country food hall. And it created a lot of buzz. So now it's just my humble little effort of planting our flag, our heritage hawker food flag in New York. And we are doing more. I'm planning more as I speak. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, enough about me. Next. Click. Now, the story of our Singapore heritage hawker food culture. Now, we use the word hawker. We don't say street food. So when we say street food, is it about the street or is it about the food? To where I come from, it's about the food. It's not about the street. We don't have vendors on the street anymore in Singapore. The story is very simple. You'll hear it in a while. I've got only about 10, 15 minutes to do this before I move on to the presentation, which means I have to speak very fast because otherwise I have no time to go and present Chef Shilong. So there were about close to 20,000 itinerant street food vendors in the street once upon a time. And I'll show it how it all began and how we've arrived at the hawker food culture scene today in Singapore. So once upon a time, Singapore had nothing but coconut trees. Everybody sat under there, drank coconut, ate the coconut, took the fibers as a wood fire. They took the leaves and they wrapped up spicy fish paste and again grilled otah. And then they took the stems and they turned it into wood fire and they built boats and they built houses too. And then people started selling things on the street. You know, some people can't cook, some people are lazy to cook. So this is what they call a kanda. The Malaysians have the nasi kanda, which is really a shoulder kitchen. They go around selling things. So that's how it started. No law, no regulation, no hygiene, nothing. Many, many, many countries have this kind of situations. And the world came for a holiday and overstayed because Singapore is so strategically located. Everybody came here, hey, this one a great location for doing businesses. And then, of course, it's a different story today. It's unlike back in the day. The Malays, the Chinese, the Eurasians, the Arabs, the British, they all came to have tea, and they never left. Now, when foreign migrants come to your country looking for a better tomorrow, they always bring their food. No big deal. Every country has migrants, have their own Italian, Chinese, Indian, Filipino food, Japanese food, whatever. No big deal. But in Singapore, there's a different story here. There was a meld of flavors. People recognize they're going to be here. And if you just sold food for your own group, you die. Singapore is only like 6 people in the country. You have to sell something that everybody would eat. So the Malays started adopting Chinese style. The Chinese started cooking curries. And then there were the Hainanese cooking British food. And then they began to sell something that everybody would love. That was about survival, not creativity. Yeah, so they started selling on the street, on the floor, on little makeshift tables, kanda carts, push carts, everything. And it was a flavor that gave Singapore a new identity. When you eat out in the hawkers, you know where they came from. They came from southern China, southern India, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Arab nations, the works. So then the troubles began. Hygiene. Singapore is crazy mad about hygiene, So when the British left, the colonial British left in the 50s and Singapore took over, it inherited almost 20,000 itinerant vendors on the street, push carts. You don't know where the water came from, where the water is going, where their supplies came in, how they kept their food. -4 degrees, +10 degrees, none of that. It was just free will cooking and God bless you if you ate their food. So it was a problem. So this was what they did. They started evacuating everybody off the streets, close to 20,000 of them selling things, selling food, selling services, the works. And it was a major exercise in the 50s, in the 60s. Some of these vendors, some of these hawkers, senior in their 60s, 70s today, remember this moment. None of them had regrets leaving the streets to go into safer locations that the government systematically built from the late 50s until today. So they built hawker centers, essentially a very, very big shed where they housed 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 little kitchens, provided piped-in water, they provided sanitation, they provided electricity, they provided some form of ventilation, and people flocked to it because it was who they are. When you eat food, when you eat the food of your friends, multi-colored friends from around the world, you get to know them, you get to know their food. It bonded people. And it was a great thing the government did because they saw the potential that it was something the community came about. It was a bonding space over food. I invite you to go and eat, you will come. I invite you to go and take for a walk at our beach, you won't come. I invite you to eat chicken rice, lor mee, bak chor mee, and all this kind of stuff, you would come because you are eating my culture. It's the best culinary souvenir you can bring home. This was maybe 70s, 80s, and then when they saw the potential, the government systematically rebuilt the hawker centers and built even more because it's a community thing. You do not mess with people's hawker food. This is the hawker centers of today. Big, spacious, airy. You walk in, you can see everything that they sell is comfort food to the multinational migrants in Singapore that we even have today. And the story is still building. Has anybody tried any of this? What? You never go out and eat all this? Hey, what? Hello, a bunch. Oh, you have. What are you all doing? What are the rest of you all doing? Hello. What country? You must go to the hawkers. Chinatown, which is nearby, Maxwell, which is nearby. Otherwise, when you leave Singapore, the guy won't give you an exit stamp. No, you go back, go and have a hawker center food. Then I'll let you leave the country. These are the flavors that represent who we are. A lot of these flavors are evolved flavors. They are neither Chinese nor Malay. Some of them are authentic wonton mee. And our, what we call Western food, was a culinary culture the British left behind and adopted by the Hainanese. So you see the Hainanese cooking Western food, we call Western food. And then we have chili crab invented in Singapore, chicken rice invented by an old man called Mr. Wang in 1920. Then that little recipe turned into our national dish. So when I opened Urban Hawker in New York, I personally run a stall called Hainan Jones. The Hainanese, they cook their own, they cook food of other people. They created chicken rice. Hainanese chicken rice is not found in Hainan. You can find it today because the Hainanese went back. I can tell you why they don't. It was originally not from Hainan. Hainan doesn't use chili. They don't use lemongrass. They don't use pandan in our chicken rice. The Hainanese folks here adapted a form of plain chicken rice in Hainan, and they came here and created our national culinary icon. And then all these curries, they are not by the Indians, they are by the Hainanese. So we adapt a lot of stuff. Today, it's not just preserved, all these cultures of the various pioneer migrants, young generation of hawkers are coming on board to evolve. Food is not a one stable thing. It is always evolving because change in your expression of what you do, in the expression of what you offer, in the expression of how you think your food should be, is changing as we speak. We get ideas every day. So that's bak chor mee, a dish totally Singaporean. It's like fettuccine, and they have a little sambal in there. They spike it with black vinegar and lard and soy sauce, and they toss it, and they put all kinds of iterations of a pork, from pork ball, minced ball, sliced pork and liver and all that. And there's one stall in Singapore, one of the fathers of this dish, bak chor mee, that has a Michelin star. A dish created in Singapore, and they won a Michelin star. If you go, if you have time to go, go. When they first got their star, the queue for this hawker stall was 3 hours. Yeah, today is a bit shorter, about 2 hours, but it's very good. You can't get this anywhere. It's born and bred in Singapore. And talking about born and bred in Singapore dishes, there is cha hai mee. I love this, man. Oh, I love this. I love this. I love this. I love it. That's why I have Chef Shilong here demonstrating this. Let me tell you about this dish before he executes this. It looks like nothing, right? Brown, everything is brown. Brown is the tastiest color in the world, if you do not already know by now. This is a wheat noodle, and it's mixed with, where's the bihun? I think this one. It's 2 types of noodle, egg and wheat noodles and rice noodle. No big deal. The secret is in the stock. The stock is made from heaven, hell, purgatory, garlic, lemon, roasted, shrimp head, shrimp paste, rock sugar. The stock makes or breaks this makes or breaks this dish. Chef Shilong will demonstrate to you in a while how he first roasts the noodle until it's all nice and, he coming up from a sauna, and then he blesses the noodle after it's slightly roasty with stock. So this roasty noodle takes in the stock, goes into the sauna, and then he braised the noodle. So it's a 2 technique. One is wok roasted, the other one is braised. So when you get that flavor, the noodle comes smooth, slightly soft, but roasty at the same time. And then he puts in all the eggs and garlic and whatever toppings you want. You can put lobsters if you want, whatever, but the most important is the noodle. Chef Shilong here will demonstrate now how this thing is done and how I love this dish. I just came back from New York 3 days ago, opening my second outlet in Brooklyn. And this is the first thing I had to walk across my house to eat. Even a lousy one, I had to eat it because I can't get it anywhere, and it's what I grew up with. So Chef Shilong is a graduate from the ITE Culinary School. He came out, he learned the ways of local, he learned some Western styles. He has a little hawker stall in a brand new hawker center, the Woodley Hawker Center, doing, what do you do? A modern European, okay? Whatever that is. It's a young kid's expression of modern, of Western cuisine that has to be sold in a hawker center, which means the price has to be affordable and comforting for the demographics around there. So turn the camera on and we'll move over to Chef Shilong. He's using an induction wok down here. Can see now? Ting video, please. Usually, the old school masters use it with wood fire. There are some still doing it. There's a difference when they create the wok hei or the roasted noodle flavor with wood fire and induction. Sorry, induction is nice, but you just cannot replicate the flavor of wood fire. Hey, hello. No video? Anyone? Anybody on it? So what he's doing now that you cannot see, okay, there we go. So he's just roasting some eggs in there. Some old masters will include lard oil and lard croutons and garlic to bring flavor to the eggs before he begins to drop the noodles in. Sometimes when we cook this or when I teach this to the hawkers, oh yeah, there it is, lard, there. better than butter. Okay. To cook this, it looks easy. You stir the eggs, and then you put the noodles inside, you start roasting it. You can tell the fire is not big enough. But when I was learning this dish from masters that I brought around the world, one question was, when do you stop cooking the eggs? So I learned from them. They want to teach me because they know I tell their stories. And these old masters, they don't know. They don't know how to teach. They say, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. And then Chef Eric Neil will come and say, hey, hello, need salt or soy sauce. They cook with the nose. When they say like that, the nose is talking to you. So you've got to understand, because it's not recorded. Our street food culture not officially recorded. I wish we could have this tome about these legendary recipes that we have. We can share with the world. We don't have. I hope to be working on it, and I hope to put that book out one day. True hawker secrets that has MSG. Yeah. MSG. And lard. So yeah, okay, we see some roastiness going on right now. He's roasted the noodles. He's put in one round of stock. And then at this moment, sometime later, he has to cover, because he's already wok roasted it. He's giving a little bit of char on the noodles. He puts the stock in, and this dry little noodles, wow, absorb all the stock. And then he has to braise it in a while. Got cover now. So this step, which I learned from a lot of steps I'm missing, this step covering it to braise it for about 30 seconds is very, very important. Because this is when the flavors does not escape. It comes in, you can't smell it, but the noodles will just absorb all the flavors. Very, very crucial. And he takes it up, he fries it again, and then his technique, maybe he puts in, when it goes dry, he puts in a second round of stock. And he reduces. So the starch comes out, marries the stock, becomes slightly sticky, and when you eat it, wow, it's... You know how it is when you do your pastas and the sauce sticks to the pasta like a girlfriend from hell, right? Where are you? Where are you? Why you never call me? So this is about when the flavor comes through, and the stock that he puts it in there has got, like I told you, roasted shrimp heads, prawn paste. We call it belacan. And then they have it garlic, shallot. They have, what else? Dried shrimps. They put it in there and then they cook. Some add pork bones to it. It lends another layer of flavoring to it. So at about now, he puts in all the little crunches, the bean sprouts and the spring onions. Some use chives. Let it soften it a little bit, just make you believe it's healthy. And then he puts in whatever he wants. Usually it's shrimp, it's calamari rings or squid rings. And sometimes people put in strips of fatty pork. Fatty pork, as a term invented in heaven. Huh? Hey, hello, why are you laughing? It's true. Those who don't laugh, no, that's true. I shouldn't laugh. It's true. So these are the preparation a hawker will have in his stall. All your mise en place and so he moves very fast. As a hawker who does this, you just saw him doing it over 5-10 minutes, has to serve 200 portions a day to survive. Because Singapore, fortunately or unfortunately, our hawker food is it's bordering on cheap in the world's most expensive city. A dish like this you get in the hawkers is $5. 5 Singapore dollars, mind you, not US or pounds or anything. So if the guy doesn't clear 200 portions a day, it's not much to go on, The guy may think of another job. So you see how the stock is reduced now? All the flavors are in there. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It should be moist. It should not be wet. Because if it's wet, you are just eating the sauce. So all the flavor is just all this dry, reduced sauce clinging on to the noodles. It's very, very prawny. Yes, yes. Chef, take the last bit of the sauce and pour over. Yeah. Unfortunately, only 4 persons are allowed to eat this dish. You can please go to the hawker and ask for Hokkien prawn mee. And no, it doesn't need salt. There's no salt in there. Just soy sauce and fish sauce. Yeah? Now, to do the honors. SMS, would you like to try this? Come out. Wow, nice. Fork. Sambal chili. Okay. Sambal. Chef said must add a bit of sambal chili. Yeah. 放一边. Whoa.
So tasting is always the...
Together. Shilong. Chefs. Got more spoon. Where did you guys come from? I only invited her. No. Joking. More spoons. Fork and spoon, please.
Actually, I must tell you, must be Italian, this is my favorite dish.
And spoon.
SMS says it's her favorite dish. So are this of many Singaporeans?
No, actually, we take a photo together first.
Yeah. Come.
Shall we? Come. All right. Thumbs up, shall we?
Hey.
Yeah.
Like? Okay, now it's the more photogenic part. Come. I'll hold this.
Everybody will.
More. Yeah. Come. Chef Tian, come.
That's a small one.
Small bowl for the senior minister. There we are.
It's all full, huh?
Me and Eric need a big
See?
bowl.
You see?
'Cause we haven't had
SMS just
breakfast
goes for
yet.
the noodle and the lard. Clever. The prawns, all that. No. That's just toppings only.
Just talk amongst yourselves while we eat.
Any
in front of you.
questions, please? Any questions as we munch this down? Wow.
Oh, I don't get the big bowl, Eric. Oh, you want the big bowl? Okay, done. No, you're the...
You take one more spoon, the rest is mine.
Yeah, the rest
No.
We'll share together.
I'm having this for lunch
Oh,
later.
there's the happiness.
Yeah. You're serving this for lunch, Oh, yeah. We're serving this for lunch. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me. Ma'am, thank you so much. Chef, thank you very much. Chef Andy, thank you.
King
Cha
food.
me, everybody. Thanks, Shilong.
Yeah. King of food, ladies and gentlemen. I won't take him off the stage just yet. There'll be warning letters for people that don't go and try this guy's dish.
You're not allowed to leave Singapore.
Yeah, I mean, exit stamp. You have that new form. You have to tell the government to add, did they try hawker food,
Correct,
yes or no? And if
correct.
they didn't tick that one,
I mean,
then they're banned
if
from
you
leaving.
visit a foreign country and you don't eat the food of their culture, you're a loser. You go there and look for pizza and pasta. No, come on. Go and try bulalo in Philippines. Go and try all kinds of pancakes in Vietnam. Because when you leave, the culinary souvenir is what you bring home inside you.
I normally bring the culinary souvenir here.
Over the excess baggage.
Yeah.
Thank you very
So
much.
where's your favorite hawker store besides your own in Brooklyn?
Depends where I wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Depends on what I feel like, something savory. We eat anything for breakfast. We don't look for fruits and all kinds of grains. No. We go for nasi lemak and this ugly dish called breakfast bee hoon. The local chefs here will tell you it looks horrible, but it's so comforting. Fried noodles with some toppings of eggs and spam when I'm
Gabayan,
in Brooklyn,
did you hear
I
that, the
eat.
Filipinos? Spam for breakfast.
Yeah, they know. Tocino, they have so many stuff down there that can represent a country and they can go worldwide. In Singapore, I know a lot of dishes can. I brought my chicken rice dish to Manhattan and Brooklyn, and it's killing it. So I want to, and a lot of these dishes are being adapted by chefs around the world. They rethink what we can do with fried noodles and all that, but they do not leave the parameter of authenticity. And I really respect that, yeah? Thank you again, everybody.
Chef, king
Thank
of
you
food,
very much.
ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen.
thank you.
He doesn't need salt.
Salty people. Thank you.
1 minute, Chef. I got a little gift for you here.
Okay,
Where's
okay.
Harry? Where's Harry, our continental director from the Americas?
Photo, come.
2 plates, 2 plates. Where is Chef?
How are you?
Chef Seetoh?
Good morning.
Chef Shilong? He's gone to wash
Shillong?
the
Oh,
dishes.
he's at the back. Yeah, that's the thing. Being a hawker in
sorry,
Singapore, you do everything from
Sorry, forgive me.
opening to closing. So you're a one-man
There he
show.
is.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
Beautiful
Thank you,
plate
everybody.
from our supporters, Ariane. We move forward a little bit in the middle. I'm going to have to put an X on the spot. Done.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Bravo,
Thank you
Chef.
again. Thank you,
Thank
Chef.
you, Chef.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chef. Bravo. Harry, thank you very much. Right. A little bit of music till I find my next speaker. Found. That was quick, Alvin. Well done. You're very efficient. Where's my noodles? Oh, finished already.